Jacobson, and I'm the co-founder and partner at SparkLabs. A couple of years ago, Carlos and Dustin were working for the US Army on the drone program, chasing terrorists in Afghanistan. But one day they woke up and they decided to go after the world's pet market instead. So without further ado, let me introduce you to, all the way from Los Angeles, the fabulous Petnet!
All day, all day. All day, all day. How long you bob? All day, all day. How much time you spent at the mall? All day, all day. How many runners do you got on call? All day, all day.
Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? My name is Carlos Herrera, and I am the CEO of Petnet. One of the interesting things about our company, as Ned introduced, was that we actually came from the robotics world. So we have a really deep understanding of how to build very large-scale sensor systems. And you would never think this type of skill set would be useful in the pet industry. But what I'm about to show you will show that it truly is. Our pets are part of our family. We love them, we cherish them, we kiss them, we hug them. We even walk them in the middle of the night. But as a pet owner, you always wonder, am I doing the best thing for my pet? And those questions are really tough to answer, but pet owners often ask themselves, am I feeding my pet the right amount of food, the right type of food? And nobody likes to come home from a long day of work to see their pet hasn't been fed for that day. And of course, no one likes to be woken up at 4 in the morning by their cat just so they can be fed. I know I don't. I'd rather be sleeping. And a lot of these questions, a lot of these scenarios are really tough to answer. And the reason is our pets can't tell us what they need. They can't talk to us, which is why in order to understand the answers to these questions, in order to interact with your pet in these ways, you need to have a deep digital understanding of your pet's needs. And that's what we built at Petnet. We built the central hub for personalized pet care. You know, over the past 10 years, we've seen a digital revolution where every industry that has become digitized has been disrupted by startups no different than our own. And the pet industry is no different. In fact, the pet industry is one of the last few remaining industries that is still dataless. And Petnet is going to digitize it. It's a huge industry. In fact, it's made up of 1 billion, it's a lot of pets, 1 billion domesticated cats and dogs around the world. It's a lot. About 170 million of those pets are in the United States, but the rest of them are in other countries. Brazil, China, they're leading the way. They're actually growing fast. Their pet industry is growing faster than the United States. So in a few years, you're actually going to see a turnaround where you're going to have either China or Brazil be the leader of the pack. The pet industry is enormous in terms of expenditures, $130 billion annually, $70 billion of which is spent on food, and that's not it. Well, it looks like we lost the presentation. But it's okay. So what's interesting though is that in order to reach these 1 billion pets around the world, you really need a scalable solution. And you kind of have to ask yourself, like, how do you scale globally? How do you build a solution, a platform that can reach all billion of these pets? Because that's our mission. We want to provide the same capability to every pet owner throughout the world. And the answer is to digitize the pet industry. So when it comes to understanding what it is we need, and the presentation is backlogged, but let me see if I can fix it. So I'll go without it. So to understand they're going to reload it. But when it comes to digitizing, what you're actually doing is you're creating a solution that can be deployed all over the world. And you've seen it over and over with companies like Uber and Instagram, where they've digitized their respective industries and toppled the competitors in their field, legacy competitors that have been around for decades, toppled within years. And in order to reach that, that same level, under the hood, we are actually using robotics, artificial intelligence, sensors, and networks to do just that. And that's where the background from our military experience comes into play. Because deploying a system like this is really all about data and about digitizing. And that's what we're doing at Petnet. We're digitizing the pet industry. So what do you do with this data? Because data in itself has very little value until you transform it into some sort of actionable information. What we do is we take the data, we profile, track, and predict your pet's needs every day. And we do this for every stage of their life. And considering a cat or a dog will live for 10 to 15 years on average, we're actually predicting a lot of scenarios over the course of their life. Which is why, when we look at Petnet, we consider it a behavioral marketing engine, where we're able to put ourselves in front of the pet owner at every stage of the pet's life and provide them with solutions for that particular scenario. It's a huge endeavor, and to do something enormous like this, you need a lot of capital. So today I'm proud to say that we've raised $10 million in seed funding from investors all over the world, including Amazon, iRobot, and of course, SparkLabs Global Fund. But enough about the Petnet manifesto, about digitizing the pet industry. Let's do something fun here. So this is the SmartFeeder, and it was deployed, it was actually launched in August 2015. And since then, we've had pretty outstanding results. Everyone's excited about the SmartFeeder. These are some of our customers. You can see, when it comes to taking pictures of your pet, this is something that happens often, and the scenarios are kind of wacky, but these are our customers. It's very exciting for us to see our customers utilizing our feeder. But what's most important about the feeder is that we're trying to solve those problems that pet owners have. How much do I feed my pet? Am I feeding them the right food? And we do that by understanding your pet's need. The SmartFeeder will actually take in your pet's age, weight, and level of activity. And we use this data, we use this information to create the perfect portion specific to your pet. That means that we're understanding the caloric need of your pet and dispensing that amount of food for your pet. We also have some very sophisticated feeding algorithms that will guide the pet owner to the proper feeding decisions. Meaning we want them to understand that there are foods available that are most compatible with their pet, and we guide them towards that food. And of course, the features people love, the ability to feed remotely from anywhere in the world. And I think my feeding is coming right up. You'll be able to receive confirmations of your feeding, so you can have peace of mind that your pet was fed. And all these interactions happen in the palm of your hand on your phone. And most importantly, you can schedule that 4 a.m. feeding so that you can sleep in, which is awesome. So this is my 4 p.m. feeding. Luckily, it's just M&Ms. The SmartFeeder is filled with sensors. And we even use the sensors on the phone to collect data about the pet owner. We try to understand the pet owner's spending patterns as well as the pet's feeding behavior. But one of the most important pieces of data that we collect, or rather that the SmartFeeder collects, is understanding your at-home food supply. The SmartFeeder keeps track of your food supply in real time. And when it's running low, it orders more and has it delivered to your home. And this is how we get to our recurring revenue for pet food, which yields us a $9 profit per month per pet. And considering each household in the United States averages 2 pets per household, you can see how we're making money recurringly from the sale of pet food. So that's the business model for the SmartFeeder. And it's pretty amazing what you're able to do with data. You know, we were able to take a customer who was buying food from a traditional pet store, and because we were able to understand when the next bag of food for them was needed, we're able to sell them that bag of food at the right moment. And that's where the marketing engine comes in. So to date, we've actually sold thousands of feeders in the United States, and we've served over 1 million meals. And if you think about that, since August, it's not a large amount of time. And we've been able to build trust with pet owners, have them bring our feeder into their home and feed their pets. It's a very big opportunity for us because, one, we want to make sure that your pet's being fed correctly, but also we want to collect data about your pet, and that's what we've been able to do 1 million times over. Also, just as amazing are our conversion rates. And here's where the power of data truly comes in. Because we're able to track, predict your pet's needs, and we understand the pet owner's spending patterns, we're able to place ourselves, or rather the software places itself, in the right position at the right time to sell you pet food. We optimize our marketing so that we sell you pet food at the right moment. And that's what attributes to the 70% conversion rate. So that's it. That's what we've been working on for the past 2 years. Petnet is a really big system, and it's disguised into this very elegant product. And our mission is to deploy it all over the world. Canada's next, and we have a strategy to go into Asia before the end of 2016 with a focus on China, which is one of the biggest pet markets in the world and fastest growing. But before I go, it's one more thing. The SmartFeeder is awesome. You know, people love it. It has great value propositions, allows you to feed your pet autonomously from anywhere in the world. But what we really want is to build a product for everyone. So in 2016, in January, we're gonna introduce the Smart Bowl. And the Smart Bowl is an amazing product. It replaces traditional bowl. It's just like your regular bowl, but smart. It's filled with sensors. It provides the same value propositions that the SmartFeeder does, but it's only $49. It's the bowl that will be able to reach all corners of the market. So thank you very much.
All day.